Hey family, just wanted to jump online here with you guys. I am actually eating my lunch, and I figured I had to have lunch with you guys. Um, and as you see, I said make these changes now for a lifestyle change, for a better quality of life. I wanted to jump on here real quick. Not gonna take up much of your time. I just wanted to share. And so, um, y'all went through my journey with the having my hysterectomy. Thank you for joining me, and I am healing well. Praise God, I am healing well. I had, as you guys know, I dealt with some issues after the surgery because there was some complications with the surgery, but I am healing well. I have a couple of more doctor's appointments to make sure everything's okay. Scar is healing well. I have my new I guess gel to put so that by the time the summer come around, you will not see anything on Crystal's stomach. But I wanted to jump on here because I have been dealing with a lot outside of that for a little while now. Since 2020. And I thought it was important to share with you guys. So I hope y'all can hear me. So we're in school and we learn so many things. And as adults now, you realize half the things that you learned you did not need. You really did not need it, but we learned it anyway. And the things that we needed to know, we didn't learn. So take, for instance, vitamins, certain vitamins that are super important that you should not get low on, how it can affect your body. And when you are in your teens, in your 20s, you feel invincible. Let my children tell it. Ain't nothing gonna ever happen to them, right? And I remember I used to feel like that too when I was that age. I remember, I was an athlete at that too. So my parents, my dad, we would eat a certain way because we were, my sister and I were athletes. And then as you get older, life changes. Now, I need y'all to understand. For all you young ones that are Gen Z, Gen Alpha, all of y'all, please understand. I know y'all look at the people in there that are millennials, that are Gen Xers, that are baby boomers, whatever. You look at that generation, you be like, oh, they're so old. Your time is coming too, sweetheart. And the thing you have to realize is when people hit those ages, you don't actually feel old. You don't. You still feel young and youthful because in your mind you feel young and youthful. And your mind convinces your body that it can do a lot of things that it can't do like it used to. Like eat certain foods, try to run up a wall. I remember trying to run up a wall and twisted my ankle. So things like that. You convince yourself that you're capable of doing things that you really can't do. Or you shouldn't be doing. Not that you can't, you shouldn't be doing unless you are trained up and your body is trained up for it. So as y'all know, back in 2020, a lot of people, and if you've been following my videos, then you know that I talk about the autoimmune that I was diagnosed with, psoriatic arthritis. So for me, I did not realize that the lack of sun that I didn't get during that time, the proper health care that I didn't get during that time would have triggered, as my doctor said, it was like Pandora's box. It opened up something that was dormant. And so I started dealing with psoriatic arthritis. Now, I heard about psoriatic, I didn't know about psoriatic arthritis until I remember going to the doctor, advocating for myself because I kept saying, I'm not feeling well. I didn't have the energy to move from like right here to right there. I would be exhausted. I would be so tired. I didn't have the strength to do anything. And I kept telling people something's wrong. Finally, a doctor decided to put me in observation. And after they put me in observation, they realized another doctor said, has anyone ever done an autoimmune test on you? And I'm like, no. Why would they? Anyway, she did it and she came back and she was like, you do have an autoimmune. You need to see a rheumatologist. So I ended up going to a rheumatologist, and then they told me about psoriatic, that you're dealing with psoriatic arthritis. Never heard of that before. Well, let me say this. I've heard of it on the commercials, but I didn't know what it was. So I really didn't pay attention because that did not phase my life. And then they said, no, Crystal, you're dealing with it. So I had to, first started taking these medications that they gave me, but it didn't sit well in my system. I was like, I don't feel well taking it. They switched me to something else. And I didn't understand how degenerative and debilitating that the autoimmune could be. I did not understand. And so I still continue living my life as such. And I try to do research, but you could only do so much research until you drive yourself crazy. You go to Google and they say, you put this, this, and this, and they'd be like, you're dying next week, that type of thing. So I just was like, whatever. I'm just going to go through this, and however deal with it, I'll deal with it. Well, after my hysterectomy and having to rest and all of that, even before that, I would have issues walking. My lower back would hurt, my spine would hurt, my feet would hurt. And I'm like, why am I having these aches and pains? And I know they talked about the psoriatic arthritis, but I didn't understand it. I was like, oh, what does that have to do with that? Like, my fingers aren't that swole. They swell sometimes, but what does that have to do with my spine and all that? And so time went on. I would take my medications that they gave me, but I would just keep eating the way I want to, living the way I want to, the whole 9 yards. Well, after my surgery, the hysterectomy, I was having a lot of pain in my back, and I had to get a cane last year because there would be times that my back would hurt so much I couldn't walk properly. And y'all, again, I'm 43. I still feel youthful. I am still goofy, fun, crazy Crystal. So when this happens, I'm like, hold on. Why am I feeling like I'm 99 and I am only 43? So I went and saw my doctor again, and this recently, and she said to me, well, Crystal, I think we have to, because she started looking at my nails, and she was like, you are getting psoriatic nails now, where your nails start looking different, deforming, and having divots and all that in it. And she was like, it seems like it's getting worse. And I was like, okay. And so she said, we may have to put you on biological treatments. For those who don't know what biological treatments are, is they're going to be sticking me with needles. Or I have to stick myself with needles now. And I was like, before we do all that, can we talk about a lifestyle change? And she said, hey, Alex. She was like, yeah, we could talk about a lifestyle change. She said, people who deal with autoimmune diseases tend to do better if they become gluten-free. Now, y'all, my family is from the islands, okay? My family's from the islands. We like everything flour. We eat roti. We eat rice, and we eat potato salad, cook up, palau, whatever you want to call it. We eat that kind of stuff. So when you start telling me I need to be gluten-free, what you trying to take care? What you trying to take away from me? So I said, okay. So I started doing the research to figure out gluten-free. And then I realized gluten-free is dang near everything I eat. That's what it is. Now what am I supposed to do? And so I found someone online, and she has this whole thing, and I started this. Today is day 1. So that is why I came on here, because I'm going to need y'all encouragement, because today is day 1 of me eating gluten-free. Now, given my food, I made my food. I'll show y'all my food. This is my food. So you see some salmon. I have asparagus. I have broccolini. I have, this is Japanese sweet potato and Brussels sprouts. That is what I'm eating today, and I'm drinking water. Now I have to make some homemade juice because I can't have the sugars. I can't have the what do you call it? I forgot, the white sugar. I can't have that. I have to use maple syrup or honey for sweeteners, or coconut palm sugar for sweeteners. I can't have the gluten. Now I even have to remove chicken and beef. So for anybody dealing with autoimmunes out there, yeah, you have to remove all that because apparently the chicken and the beef have omega-6 and that's not good for me. So now I have to go with the things like fish and lamb and goat because those things have omega-3s and they won't hurt my body. So this is the process I have to go through. And I have been silent on social media for a little bit, I know, because I was doing Black History Month for you guys. But y'all don't understand, when my body started where I couldn't walk, this past Sunday, I felt, and I'm feeling a little bit emotional about it, I felt slightly emotional. Because my mom and aunt looked at me and they're like, my mom was up, but you're my baby. You're not supposed to be older than me. And I'm like, I know. And I did not know an autoimmune could have you in such a state that you almost feel, I don't know what the politically correct words, I'll say crippled. You almost feel like you're crippled, like you can't function. Like trying to get up, I couldn't get up. I couldn't move around. Everything was hurting. Everything is hurting. Today I'm at work and my coworker was like, okay, Crystal, just sit here. You can get up, go to the bathroom, but don't do too much. So I've been keeping myself kind of still because when I walk too much, I can feel it in my spine and I can't function. And I'm like, I don't want my quality of life as I continue to get older to get worse. So whatever lifestyle changes I have to make. So getting rid of the gluten, putting down the sugars, putting down the red meat and the chicken. I think I can do Pilates. So anybody out here that may be somebody that deals with autoimmune, especially with psoriatic arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, those type of things, tell me what are the best exercises. I feel like it might be Pilates because I need to do more stretching and strengthening. And especially after coming off a hysterectomy, I definitely need something that will strengthen my stomach so that my back won't hurt as much. Who knew your stomach and your back and all of that? But yes, I need to strengthen my stomach so that my back won't hurt as much. And I figure the Pilates will help me stretch, which will keep me flexible, which will in turn help all of the joints and the pain. But these are the things that I have to start doing. Intake of a lot of water. And, I sat with my dermatologist last week because part of the psoriatic arthritis, I don't get psoriasis on my skin like here and here, but I get it in my scalp. I get it behind my ears. And so she was telling me that, she loves the fact that I wanted to do it lifestyle change. She's like, but you can't do it lifestyle change alone. She's like, you're going to need the assistance of the biological treatments or the NSAIDs, which is just basically anti-inflammatory medications. You're going to need it because it is degenerating. It is degenerative. It is debilitating. These things, it will affect your quality of life. And I'm a praying woman. Y'all already know that. So I'm not, as my mama always say, I'm not going to claim it. I'm not going to say my this and my that. But what I will say is I'm going to do better lifestyle so that I can have a better quality of life. And I think I remember saying that my word for this year was discipline. And this now is part of my discipline because food is fuel. Yes, you can enjoy food, but food has to be fuel and no longer allowing the temptations of, oh, I want this and I want that, knowing that it's not good for me. We have to be, all of us, we have to be mindful of what we take in, how it affects our bodies, and make the necessary changes. So that's all I wanted to say about lifestyle changes. Look into whatever lifestyle changes you need to. Cut down things that can raise your cholesterol. If you deal with a history of high cholesterol in your family, and I'm saying that because there's different things that are in our hereditary. Like psoriasis was something that was somewhere in my family, but I didn't click that I would end up dealing with it. If you know your family deals with cancer, if you know your family deals with high blood pressure, diabetes, that's when you stop and you say, you know what? Before I get on it, and that's something I'm telling my children, before I even end up on that train or at the train station that could take me on that journey of those illnesses or those diseases, let me make those changes now. Put down the sugars, put down the foods that will affect your body, that will cause all these processed foods, because we all love processed foods, but it's not good for us. And so let's make those changes. Today is day 1 for me of my gluten-free eating, my sugar intake cut, and my getting rid of my beef and chicken. And anybody who knows me knows how I feel about my beef and chicken, but I'm putting it down. So thank you for joining me for lunch. I'm going to go and enjoy my food. And please send me any messages that you have. Drop it in the comments, anything about any exercises that I can do to help strengthen myself and keep my flexibility while not raising my cortisol. That's great to hear, Alex. Definitely. We got to make those changes, whatever it is, so that we can live a quality life. Because I don't know how many of y'all. Today I'm eating salmon, asparagus, broccolini. I'm eating, this is the Brussels sprouts with apples and Japanese sweet potato. High blood pressure, Alex, then definitely you got to put down that salt, and we got to get some walking in. We definitely got to put those things into practice. That's how we get ourselves healthy. Just put it in the comments, whatever you think I can do to help with the exercising and things like that. Running, all the things, yes. Those things that run in your family, you got to make those changes. Because, when it hits you, and especially when you don't expect it. Look, they say when you hit your 40s is fabulous. And I feel fabulous. But then when these pains and these aches and all of that kicks in, you're done. You're like, hold on. I'm now hitting 40s. I ain't supposed to feel like I'm 99. I'm in my 40s. So definitely, Alex, make those changes. And I definitely know your wife got your back. She'll make sure that you're eating proper. But that's all I wanted to say to you guys. Thank you for joining me on my live. I will definitely do some more lives as I'm working on this health journey. Do I have a craving for anything sweet? Right now, no, but I was looking at the website that I've been watching, and I'll share that information with you guys. I'll probably drop it in my comments. She has like a juice. I actually have a chocolate chia pudding that chia seed pudding, so I can still be healthy and still enjoy something sweet. So when I'm finished this lunch and I'm craving something sweet, I could definitely have that, and it won't inflame me. And that is the key. FYI, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell y'all this. Inflammation makes you tired. So if you are feeling tired and they're saying you're not anemic, they're saying, no, your blood count and everything is great, have them check inflammation in your body. That is key. Inflammation actually causes you to be very fatigued. And the more inflammation you have in your body, the more tired you are. So that's it for me. I will chat with you guys later. I'll definitely do some more lives and share more information, but drop in the comments and let me know any tips that you have. And I guess I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.